They do. They have amazing pies. Careful around your eyes there, Zach.
Be careful around your eyes.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Zac Efron. He's an actor you know from films like The Greatest Showman, Neighbors, and Ted Bundy, Extremely Wicked. He also has a YouTube channel with a casual 1 million+ subs, as well as a brand new series on the way. It's called Killing Zac Efron, and it's set to hit Quibi this spring. Zac Efron, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man. That was awesome. Good intro. Jeez.
I know that you're an adventurous eater. How are you around spicy food?
Something happened when I was traveling internationally. I thought I could eat spicy food. I thought I was a healthy spicy food eater, a good one even. But I went somewhere to a couple countries that really put a lot of spice into their food.
And learned to respect it.
Yeah, I almost died. And then came back, and I have a healthy respect now for sauce. Are you going already? Oh,
Let's diving right in.
It was delicious. Oh, give me a piece of cake.
So in watching your new Quibi show, Killing Zac Efron, it's clear that you have an affinity for extreme situations, like going deep into these dangerous jungles to hunt crocodiles. Is part of the appeal of shooting in these remote locations is that they're thousands of miles away from Hollywood? Like, are you kind of interested in the fact that you're kind of escaping the Hollywood machine, even though you're obviously bringing cameras along for the journey?
It's interesting that you put it that way. Yes. Escape, I call it escaping. I think it definitely is escaping. But going on trips, like on the weekend, going into the woods, backpacking, camping, rock climbing, these things are very ingrained in who I am as a person. So that's my therapy. I do that to get away and to sort of have some sort of equilibrium. Helps me think and process. I have no trouble sleeping when I'm camping. I can go out there and reset for a weekend. And I'll come back and I'll be struggle city sleeping in LA, no matter where I am. But it's fun to get out there. It's fun to bring friends. So yeah, get outside. That's a prescription. Should we add some? Is that how, do people do that? Or are these all sealed, or is this an aesthetic thing?
Well, it's happened once before. Shia LaBeouf came in here and he actually did
Shia
that.
did it?
Yeah. So play that however you want.
Fuck it, let's go.
All right.
How do you tell? I don't know what that was. How do you tell how hot it's gonna be?
By eating it.
Okay. Wow. This is gonna be messy. Well, at least if I'm trying out the pouring method, it's on the early side of this.
Yeah, it's smart. So on your YouTube channel, you have this show, Gym Time, where you work out with everyone from NFL stars to Victoria's Secret models. Having stepped into the world of so many different fitness obsessives, is there a kind of training that you respect the most on a sheer grit level?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, athletes are like movie stars, I would say. It's when I get to meet or hang out with somebody who's an inspiration to me through whatever their art or craft is, that's really fun. And if they want to train with me, unreal. I'm getting this to peek behind the curtain and sort of just have fun with them and see them in their element. Because that's all they do, is they train. Some of them are savage.
I'm always amazed by certain actors' abilities to transform their bodies based on the requirements of whatever character they're playing from movie to movie.
Definitely, yeah.
What's the difference in how you and your trainer might approach playing like a Baywatch lifeguard versus playing like Ted Bundy?
Man, another great question. That was actually a really important time to do Baywatch, because I realized that when I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again. Really. It was so hard. you're working with almost no wiggle room, right? You've got things like water under your skin that you're worrying about, like making your 6-pack into a 4-pack, shit like that. That's just like not, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not real. And like, I'm happy that it worked. I'm happy that it got me through it. I may do it again if it was something worthwhile, but we'll wait till it gets to that. I don't need to, I'm good. Take care of your heart, take care of your brain, you're good. It's watery. You want some?
Sure, let me hit that.
He's like, yeah, no, I don't want to hit this. How many of these shows have you done?
This is, believe it or not, season 11, approaching 200 episodes. Set across from 200 famous people doing this.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. I feel like I knew it was going to be a high number, but 200 just, of course you don't want to pour out any extra sauce.
No, but you know what? I like the new experience, you know? That's what I think is funny about this, is that in the hundreds of times that we've done it, there have been so many different ways that it's approached.
Cool.
You know?
It is a good, this whole setup is just money, man. Like, this is why you go out to eat wings, so you can be with your homies, man. This is awesome.
So I'm fascinated by your signed baseball collection, which isn't just something that you spent millions of dollars on. It's something that dates back to you being a little kid chasing down home run balls at Giants games.
That's exactly right.
Do you have a favorite story or a baseball that to you is like a crown jewel in the collection?
Dusty Baker, the coach of the Giants at the time, he drove by and he was on a motorcycle, so he didn't have a window he could roll up. So he saw, like, there was a couple people waiting for him. And I ran up with a baseball and I was like, will you sign on this? You know, I had like a blue pen and the sweet spot of a brand new ball. And I showed it to him. And Dusty was like, oh, I can't right now. I got to go to church. And that just means usually like, I don't have time, right? He's like, I'll be back in 30 minutes. He left and I thought I was never going to see him again. 45 minutes later, the motorcycle came roaring in and I was like, no way. And he literally pointed right at me and he's like, come over here. And I walked over, he's like, you still got that ball? And I was like, yeah, thank you, sir. And I handed it to him and he signed it. So that one meant a lot to me just because Dusty Baker like doubled back from church. Who knows what he did, but it was pretty awesome. It was really cool, man. I had like bleached hair. I was a little kid, just, yeah, awesome.
While filming Charlie St. Cloud, did you pick up anything interesting when you were working alongside Atlanta Braves pitching coach Roger McDowell?
Oh my gosh, man, blast from the past. We had to play catch, but I could play catch at that point. I played baseball growing up, so.
Which is good, because sometimes in the movies you never know. Like sometimes you're watching.
Which is why he was there. Right. So, because there's a couple of those like, what's the one I'm thinking of? War of the Worlds moments with like, I don't know if I should say. I like mustard's. I like mustard a lot.
So as you mentioned, you're a seasoned traveler, crisscrossing across the globe for your own adventures, and then of course, even your movie roles. If you could spend 1 month surfing anywhere, where would you go?
Probably Costa Rica. I think Bali's pretty rad. Bali's awesome right now. Like, I think I just have so many friends in Costa Rica that would be, it just got hot.
Do you have a favorite golf course?
In Hawaii, there's just insane golf. Last time I went golfing, I went with, I should not touch my eyes, right? Has anyone done that?
I would say in about 45% of the episodes.
Really?
Well, it's hard.
No way, man. Oh, geez, I'm so happy I just touched my nose because I could feel it.
Yeah, but the eyes, because the water, so you'll think to yourself, oh, I just gotta wipe my eye. But then you have sauce, so the cross-pollination there, light your eyeballs on fire.
Oh, man. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready for the next one. I said it's Costa Rica. And what was the next one? Favorite golf course? I don't know. There's one in Valencia I used to sneak onto. The Links. That's my favorite one.
All right.
Great memories. Let's go.
On to Los Calientes Rojo here.
Oh, Los Calientes Rojo. Cool. First we feast, man. It's a cool name.
So Zach, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context. So we'll put it up here on the monitor, and then you just tell us the bigger story, okay?
And these are from mine? Oh.
No, yeah, they're not from mine. Like, for example,
Oh man, that's on my Instagram. That's great.
here you are, Jim Carrey's pinching your nipple. It seems like an image that requires more explanation.
I went to Hawaii. I was staying with my friend Kenny Ortega. He directed High School Musical. This was a couple years after. And he said, I'm friends with Jim Carrey. Do you want to go to his house? So we walked down the beach, and there was this really cool bush sort of up against the beach. It was like along the beach, and it was like a berm. And we walked like into it, and it formed a tunnel. And I had like never really been in a plant tunnel before, but it like was the path from the beach. And we walked through it, and I see Kenny go like, hey! And then I looked to the second story, and on like the second story of the building, Jim Carrey was there just standing on the balcony, and he was like, ah! It was really like Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. And that's one of my favorite movies growing up. So it was pretty cool. He's a very nice guy and one of my friggin' heroes, so that's it. That's the explanation behind that photo. I don't know why he's pinching my nipple.
This
Martin
is
Garrix.
Big Bite Martin Garrix.
Yeah, Big Bite?
Friend of the program. We call him Big Bite Martin Garrix.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah. And then
He's a savage with the bites?
He's a savage with the bites.
I met him totally on accident that night. I was walking down the street in Amsterdam, and I see, of all things, in Amsterdam, a crowd of like video cameras, what look like to me to be like TMZ or photographer type people. My lips. And then suddenly someone's tapping me on the shoulder, and it's the person tapping me was like, hey man, what's up? And I was looked, and it was Martin. And he's like, I'm from here, dude. It's my birthday, like tomorrow. What, do you want to come to a concert? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I quit what I was doing, went to hang out with Martin. He like organized his set list, and I was just chilling, watching him. And then next thing I know, I was up on stage, and like that little booth he's at, like the DJ booth, I was like underneath it for a whole set. Just like down below, and I was just like, what's going on? And he's like, this is sick, right? I'm like, yeah. It was really funny.
All right, next up, this is very mentor-mentee looking to me.
Actually, what was really cool about that night, and this kind of sticks in my mind, is like, we weren't talking at that point, and then I was just kind of gonna wait for him, and sure enough, he like had his hat down low, and when the ball went to the other side, he was like, hey man, do you wanna like go get breakfast tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, dude. So he like he wrote his phone number down and then handed it to me while the other team was scoring and nobody saw. And I took it, and he cooked me breakfast the next day at his house.
What did he cook up?
He cooked, he cooked waffles, and then he burnt those, and then he made pancakes. It was awesome. I don't know, I had a billion questions for him at that point. Definitely dealing with too much paparazzi presence in my life. And like sitting next to Leo, I was just like, dude, how have you handled this for so long? And he was like, frankly, you're getting it a little bit different. You know, it's a little bit.
Yeah, didn't you like look at the monitors and be like,
yeah,
whoa, I've never had.
Yeah, so like, damn, how do you know that? Who'd you talk to? How do you know that? Did you talk to, Jesus, I don't even think my publicist knows this. Jesus, man, who'd you talk to? Who do you know about this? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it now, shit, sorry. Screw it, I'm gonna say it now. I pulled up, and like some cars followed me. This was just a normal routine. It's just like leave my driveway, and like 10 cars would follow. He was like, yeah, there's never this many cars here. And he was like, that's insane, dude. And I saw in his eyes a little bit of like the feeling that I consistently was having all the time, which was just like stress and anxiety. And he was like, don't worry about it, man. You're good. And I really appreciate that he took that time, you know, for me, made me feel good about it. Helped me a little bit. So that's the biggest hand you can extend, I feel like, in Hollywood, is looking out for somebody younger. So rock on, Leo. Thank you, buddy. I just have a feeling. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good system. For yours is better, mine broke in half.
Splitting them. So the paparazzi talk was actually a rather poetic segue into this question, because over the years, we've had some incredible paparazzi evasion techniques discussed on this show. When you think on your own experiences, is there a maneuver that you've done to evade the paps that over the years, maybe a story that you're particularly proud of?
That one's not that hot. Oh man. For almost like a 2 or 3 year period of my life, I drove through various lots, pulling in on one side of Warner Brothers or Universal, just going in one of their 10 entrances, and then, I don't know, staying in there for 15 minutes and then leaving through one and trying to catch him not looking. And then if that didn't work, I would have to go back and go somewhere else. A lot of people, they don't really believe you, or they think like, just live your life, bro. And that's
movie star problems.
Yeah, we're talking such high class problems, and we are. Yeah, it's a ridiculous thing, and it feels stupid to complain about, and like part of me doesn't even want to do it. But since this is the forum for stories, my dad was skeptical about the paparazzi. So we pulled out, he was driving, my little brother's in the car, and they start following us. And I was like, they're definitely following. And he's like, yeah, right. And I said, was the car behind us like a 4Runner, a beige 4Runner? And he's like, yeah, so? I'm like, yeah, well, that's the car that always follows me. Behind that is gonna be a, an SUV, this SUV, a GMC, something. And he was like, started to realize that I was right, and he just didn't want to accept it. Like, he just couldn't accept it. So we drove to the Catalina Expressway one by one with him realizing the amount of cars, and the building anger inside of him was just hilarious. He was like, this is illegal. This should be, I can't, that guy, you're telling me that guy right there? You, and I'm just like, Dad, you need to relax, man. Like, chill. And he's like, this happens all the time to you? I can't believe this. This is insane. I don't even really believe it. I don't even think that's real. That guy's not, he has a camera. Oh my God, he is shooting us. What is it? I'm like, Daddy, you're giving him exactly what he wants, man. He wants a show. So, yeah. I've definitely like had weed named Stargazer. I've never had sauce named Stargazer. This is gonna be a freaking trip. I'm probably not gonna do too much. I assume this has gotta be the...
We're getting up to a serious level over here.
Is it? Okay, I've been warned. Oh, I can feel it already. It's a smell. It's a smell.
Is it true that Tom Cruise gave you an impromptu tour of his motorcycle hangar?
Yeah, man, it was rad. Red Ducati, Tom Cruise pulls up in a red Ducati. I don't even think he had a helmet. I think he pulled up, I was in a hangar. It was kind of like this, and like, he had like legit airplanes all parked in there. He flies by on a red Ducati, just like in MI3. Like, and I hear it, and it's just like, I'm like, wow, this guy's flying. So cool. I hope that's him. He doubles back around, it's Tom Cruise, and he pulls in, and he got off the bike, but then I think he left the bike running a little bit, because as soon as he went to get off it, he like swung his leg over, and the bike kind of skitched forward, and he went like, whoa, 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 and then it stopped again. And so I walked forward, and I was gonna shake his hand. He went to get off again, and it revved up again, and he went like, whoa, whoa, went a little further forward, and like, starting on, it was a funny moment. It's still super, super cool.
What's the backstory on breaking your hand in Neighbors? As I understand it, you had to get an emergency surgery to keep from derailing the film.
That's a bit of a build-up.
That's what Seth said.
That's what Seth said?
Yeah.
All right, Seth said it. It's not built up. Seth was like, oh, he broke his hand, and then didn't go to the hospital and like save the movie, man. Like,
you said something about how actors will often look for excuses not to do their very easy job.
Yes, yeah. I'm not the opposite, man. I'm a workhorse. I like hit. Oh man, that's just, it lingers. That one's a lingerer, man.
Just you wait.
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not touching it. Everybody's laughing right now. My nose be running. You. The bomb beyond insanity. I figure I'll pop the top until the wheels fall off. Until I'm walking around. These guys are all laughing. Is this a secret sauce? Everybody knows about this one. Is this where the wheels fall off? The bomb's got something stuck in its top. All right. Oh, it just looks evil. Let's go. You gonna do that? Yeah. Oh boy. It's not. It doesn't make sense yet.
I like to dive into that one at the same time as the guest, so that we start to.
Oh yeah,
really
now
feel that
we're
one.
diving in. Woo!
So
That's a good one.
I've heard you say that if you weren't an actor, you'd be a chef. What would a Zac Efron restaurant look like? Would it be, you know, global flavors inspired by your travels, or would it be like a gym rat fuel up station with like steamed brown rice and unseasoned chicken breast?
Oh man. You know what? I really like food. I travel to places based on some of the destinations that I'm going to eat at. Oh, and people, I'm gonna cry, man. You're seeing you crying a little bit.
We're just here at the table.
Man, so we talk about anything. It seems like I'm gonna be emotional about it. Everybody's so knowingly looking at me right now. It's very funny.
Do you have an all-time favorite food city?
Oh man, Chicago's great. Chicago's fantastic.
Shout out Chicago. That's right.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Chi-town boy. That's right. All my friends are Chicago. Chicagoans. Chicago.
And you're from San Luis Obispo?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been
Arroyo Grande, more specifically. But yeah.
Have you ever been to that Apple Farm Inn?
Yeah, I have been to the Apple Farm Inn. They've got tremendous like pies and shit. Yeah.
They do. They have amazing pies. Careful around your eyes there, Zach.
Be careful around your eyes.
Thanks. We're looking out for each other here.
Yeah.
I stayed at that Wheelhouse one. You know, like they're big into the like if you can get one of the wheelhouses.
Oh,
yeah.
you stayed there? Man, that's awesome. That's my haunt. I was just there the other day. I did a like beach cleanup in Morro Bay, which is pretty close by. And I stopped back at AG and like I was at a gas station that I was always around growing up, but it looked way nicer. And I pulled in and this truck saw me with my window rolled down. I was in the back seat. This guy saw me and he was like older than me. You know, he's older than both of us. And he was like, Zac Efron. And I like looked at him reflexively and I was like, what's up? And he goes, AG. And I was like, AG. And he's like, yeah. And then like all four windows rolled down and like four guys were like, AG, AG, AG. So I don't know why, but I'm starting to feel like a hometown hero. Oh, I put a lot on that pizza.
Are moms still the most intense and savage fans to meet in the wild?
Yeah, how'd you know that? Did I tell you that?
It's the first time we've met.
Fuck. You know what? I think moms are a little bit less, they have less of a guard up in a good way. Dads, there's this weird thing of like, we're all men here, right? So it's like, they don't know if they want to admit it or not. And for the longest time, a lot of guys would be like, you know what? And then like later in the same night, I would see that person and they would be like little drunk singing a High School Musical song. You're the man! I'm like, oh, you could have just told me when I walked in. Thanks, appreciate it.
What's the biggest difference between catching a football from Drew Brees and then just like playing catch with your brother on the beach? Like, is the rotation, is there something about it that snaps different?
100%. When Drew Brees goes and like throws a pass, first of all, he could be like 50 yards away. And when it comes at you, you just see a tight circle that's like, doesn't even look like it's spinning. It just looks like it's vibrating or wobbling. As soon as he like lazily throws it, it's in your face and you're catching it and it's like going by you. You've got to hang on to that thing. You got to really have that diamond shape in your hand so you won't catch it.
All right, Zac Efron.
All right.
This is the last dab. We call it the last dab because it's tradition around here to put a little extra on the last wing.
Really? Everyone makes it to this far?
This is rarefied air.
Okay, good.
Zach, with all the sauces all over the plate, it's been quite the journey. You don't have to.
Yeah, it feels that way anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a rarefied journey, man. This is great. Even without this. The last dab. I also know weed named that. Oh, man. Here we go. No cap.
No cap.
No cap. There you go. Oh, man, all right. We got a fair bit on there. Let's get it. Cheers,
Let's get it. Cheers, Zach. What a ride it's
Don't
been.
go soft, man. Stay hard. Stay hard.
Stay hard. Okay, Zach, here we are at the end of the line and only one more hurdle in your way, and we're throwing it back here on wing 10.
Okay.
In the beginning of your career, you couldn't get through an interview without a host or junket creature giving you a basketball and asking you to do some sort of tricks.
Yeah.
Dom, ball me. So here.
What do you want me to do? Tricks?
Like we're promoting 17 again.
Cool. There's so much sauce on my hands.
You know, it's easy to do
Oh, jeez.
when you're just promoting 17 again.
Yeah.
But, you know, with a billion Scoville running through you
Is that how many Scovilles is in me?
and hot sauce all over your hands,
Oh my gosh, wait.
it might not be so easy.
I think no matter what, it's pretty easy. Oh, let's see if we can get a better one. Yeah, I can still do it. There's sauce everywhere. Watch, it's just gonna knock down everything.
Or the whip action on the ball.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little better.
Wow.
Let me put it closer to you.
Oh!
That's pretty good.
Very good, and look at you, Zac Efron,
Appreciate it, man.
running through the Hot Ones gauntlet, still spinning that ball because
Can't
he's
stop.
still got it.
Still 17, baby.
And now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you, my friend. This camera, or this camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
What's up? I'm Zach. I love long walks on the beach, and I had enough spicy food to last a lifetime. Check out my new show on Quibi. It's called Killing Zac Efron. We get into some crazy hijinks in that show. This is ridiculous, man. This is gonna be one of the funniest like meme shits I've ever seen. I feel like Michael Jordan crying right now. Okay, I'm sorry for laughing so much. Thank you guys. Whew. What are we doing? Can we drink this now?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
man, cool.
What a run.
Whoa, I just want to like Gatorade it all over. Dude, that was unreal. Thanks, man.
They burn with fire wherever there's blandness. The Sauce Squad is there. Sauce Squad!
Oh no! The taste buds are attacking our mountain base! Call in members of the Hot Ones Sauce Squad! Sauce number 1, codename Brain Burner. Sauce number 2, codename Eye of the Scorpion. Sauce number 3, codename The Constrictor. And every Hot Ones Sauce Squad member has a special bonus attack. Fire Brain Bomb! Scorpion Sting! Snake Suffocation! It's Hot Ones Sauce Squad to the rescue! We chased off the taste buds! Way to go, Sauce Squad! Hot Ones the Game Show Sauce Collection, sold separately in the Sauce Squad 3-pack, only at Heatonist.com. Catch 'em on Hot Ones the Game Show!